Blog Talk Radio.
Are you ready to take a bite out of the competition? Are you looking for ideas to make your business better? Welcome to the Core Business Show with Tim Jacquet, sponsored by Apple Capital Group. At the core of every successful business, you'll find people making a difference. And with each episode of the Core Business Show, we talk with those people, examine those ideas, and explore the strategies that make them special. Now, the host of the Core Business Show, Tim Jacquet.
Well, welcome to another episode of the Core Business Show. I'm Tim Jacquet, your host. Today I have the pleasure of having a topic today. We're going to talk about worldwide stand against hunger. Sarah is our guest. She's with giveaflock.org organization. And what we're going to do is right now, we're going to take a station break. We're going to play some from our sponsor real quick, and we'll be back less than 1 minute. Again, Tim Jacquet with the Core Business Show.
You're listening to the Core Business Show, sponsored by Apple Capital Group. Apple Capital Group in Jacksonville, Florida, is a commercial lender that specializes in asset-based loans, equipment leasing and financing, invoice financing, commercial real estate loans, and asset-based financing in the U.S. and Canada. Apple Capital Group is a direct lender that lends on their private equity investment portfolio. 90% of most loans are decided within 2 hours, and vendor funding within 24 hours after documents are completed, with a one-page application. No slow no's, just a quick decision and a fast yes. To get more information about lending from Apple Capital Group, call 866-611-7457. That's 866-611-7457 to speak with one of our loan specialists. Or visit us right now at applecapitalgroup.com. Welcome back to the Core. Once again, here's Tim Jacquet.
Okay, we're going to take another break real quick. We're going to put our guests online. We're changing lines for her so it can be a little bit more clear. So in the meantime, while we do that, I'm going to play a track from Blue Skies from a nonprofit Corpus Christi choir in Corpus Christi, Texas, called Blue Skies. So be patient with us, and we will have Sarah online. That was Blue Skies by Corpus Christi Choir in Corpus Christi, Texas. We're going to take another break real quick and try to get Sarah back on the line. I'm going to go ahead and play another song, which is called the Etude in C minor, and we'll be back in about 1 minute. Well, again, Tim Jacquet, your host with the Core Business Show. We're back with Sarah. Worldwide Stand Against Hunger. I guess, Sarah, just to begin with, kind of tell us about yourself and how did you start this organization?
Hi, Steve. Thanks, by the way, for having me on the show. My name's Sarah Ehrlich, and I founded this organization, Help for Orphans International, in, 2005. And I started helping orphans in about 1999. I was traveling around the world with my husband. And to be honest with you, the question I hate the most is when people say, help children in America. And it bothers me because when you travel abroad into some of these developing countries, you see things that you would never, ever see in America. I mean, true starvation. And really, people dying of starvation. So that's really what was the catalyst, just seeing these things. And I don't know how much time we have, but there was I could tell you many different stories, but one of the stories, this was actually in 1999. I was with my husband, and my husband, he's an entrepreneur. He has a bunch of different businesses, and so we were traveling. We were in India, and I was in the back seat of his taxi, and he went in, and I was just kind of over going into all these places buying art, and this boy comes up to the car, and he was about 8 years old, and he was holding a baby. And I have 3 kids of my own, and I'm familiar with sizes of babies. And I'm telling you, this baby was no more than 3 weeks old. Unless, of course, he was just so malnourished that he just looked 3 weeks old. But his body was not developed past a 3-week-old baby. And the 8-year-old boy kept leaning up into my car and saying in English and putting his hand up to the baby's mouth, feed the baby. But every time he would lean forward, he would bang this baby's head into the car window.
Oh.
And this experience was just unbelievable. And something actually happened to me at that time. It was just a very strange incident. I felt the void and everything that I actually was, I just thought of it as a bigger problem. I just saw it. I kind of went out on myself and I said, wow, this is a big problem. So yeah, honestly, that was what really started me in my, and after that, I just started volunteering in other organizations. And in about '04, I just decided I'm going to start my own. So that's how that got started. But I think you understand that Give a Flock is under Helpful Orphans. It's just a project that we're doing, and it's called Give a Flock.
Okay.
And the website for that is giveaflock.org. And with giveaflock.org, what we're doing, it's a really fantastic business model, actually. It's people get a flock of chickens, and because of the cost of merchandise that we have to pay for, it goes between $29.99 and $49.99, and people could see the merchandise. We have a shopping cart up right now. It's at giveaflock.org, but it's not our final site. This is a very new project, and that's why we're doing a lot of PR for it right now. But anyway, basically, people get a T-shirt, and that's honestly, it's our gift to people, and it's actually a donation that they make that is tax deductible that goes to buying people a flock of chicken. And we've been to so many different orphanages that have land. Some of them have farm animals. Some of them don't, but they absolutely have the space for farm animals. And they're called laying hens, actually. It's the chickens that give eggs. And these laying hens, they give approximately one egg every 1 to 2 days. So when I say a flock, that's about 3 or more chickens that will, once full grown, give 1 to 2 eggs every day. And these chickens give eggs for up to 15 years. And after that point, yeah, they can have the chicken to eat, but also they're very young. They could use them for that purpose as well. But we have people that go and train them, and we make sure that the whole project is overseen, because in a lot of these countries, if you try to help them you could see long term. Sometimes they can't. They're so hungry. It's like they just see very short term. So sometimes the chickens might not make it if no one's overseeing the project. So we definitely have people overseeing and training them if they don't already have an animal husbandry program.
Wow. So how much is each chicken? Is it go by a chicken or it goes by the flock itself?
By the flock, we are taking donations for $29.99, and the person gets a free T-shirt.
And how much is the flock? I mean, how many come in the flock? I didn't mean to interrupt you. How many comes in the flock?
Oh, the flock is more than, generally it says more than one. There's different definitions, but generally we get approximately 3 per flock.
Okay.
Yeah. And the prices vary all over the world.
And
but we also have to pay for the chicken feed and pay for the people to train them and all of that. So we just like to keep the concept simple, similar to Tom's shoes. It's buy a pair of shoes and a pair gets donated. So we just are trying to keep it as simple as that. You get your T-shirt and the flock of chickens gets donated. That's the whole Give a Flock way.
You touched quickly regarding on a flock itself, how you came up with the flock, with the concept itself. How did you come with the name? You just came to you and you just say, give a flock?
Well, it's funny. We have a lot of volunteers, and I was going over this with one of the volunteers. Her name is Isabella Garcia, and we had been discussing it. We had already actually been doing this. We were giving away cows and sheep and different things already. But, yeah, we were just discussing it, and I don't know, it just came to us. And actually, the name Give a Flock came to me probably about 2 years ago, but when I went online to search it, I use GoDaddy, GoDaddy.com, and that's where I buy our web names. And anyway, it was taken. So I kind of was just like, and I went with Give a Hen and Give a Farm and all these different things. But actually, recently I'm like, that's the flock. It's just such a neat little pun. Let me see if I could get it. So I wrote to the owner, and he said, yeah, actually, we're not using it right now, and it looks like you're doing great work, so I'll give it to you. So we got the name. I know, it was really nice. So I like to just think it's God's will.
Oh, one question real quick regarding these different worlds. Are these children available, these orphans available for adoption? I know that a lot of couples looking to adopt children. Is it an easy process, or they have to go through an agency to adopt a child? I mean, there's one question that's popped in my mind. I said, well, if they're orphans, is it really easy for someone to just go to the country and without having to go to an agency to really adopt them?
Right. To be honest with you, there are so many different types of things that charities want to get involved with. Adoption is a totally separate thing. There are a lot of different legal issues that we see. A lot of orphans are not actually orphans. They get taken by the state and get put into an orphanage, similar to how a child here would get taken and put into foster care. But the orphans actually in other countries, I mean, I see a lot. We go to Mexico quite a bit, and in Mexico, the kids are actually abused. They're a lot of times they're just beaten by their fathers. I mean, one little boy, when I saw was 2 years old, he had little cigarette burns all over his body. It was just awful. But in Mexico, I mean, their rules are different. In Mexico, if you are Mexican, you can adopt. But they don't like Americans trying to come in there and take their children, which I completely understand. I mean, they're Mexican citizens and they should be raised in their own country. But we also work a lot in Kenya. They don't really do much of adoption. Ethiopia does. And there are some great organizations out there. Actually, I think if you Google Ethiopian adoption, some of the great ones come up in Google. The top ones, they're not scams. They are the real deal. But I would just, there's so many ways to check to see if a business is a good business or not. And I would just make sure that someone's going to adopt, they do their homework. But definitely, I would say Ethiopia, as of what I've seen, I think that is the best right now. I was just in China last year, and I know they're cutting back on allowing children to leave their country, even the girls. And before it was so easy to adopt a little girl from China, but they're just making it more difficult now.
Wow. So who else has been helping you combat hunger?
Well, we have a lot of volunteers actually involved. It's really nice. We have a lot of people calling us and wanting to do different events, and which that's really nice. But in combating hunger, I would say the largest organization that we've worked with is the World Food Program. We work with them in Haiti, and their mission, it's an amazing mission. I mean, they do a lot of work, to say the least. I mean, it's a massive organization as part of the UN, but they give out food. And in Haiti, we partnered with them, and we were going and giving out a lot of food. But our mission is really quite sustainable. And, you know, what I mean by that is someone gets 3 chickens for less than $30, and they get a cool T-shirt, first of all. But the sustainability factor is that these chickens can bear eggs up to 15 years. And then at the end of it, they still have a chicken that they can eat. So it's just, I think it's the best approach that I have seen. I only know one other organization that's doing something similar, and they don't give a T-shirt with it. But it's a great gift, actually, too, I think.
Okay. And who will be benefiting from your organization? Different countries. I know you mentioned Mexico and some other countries. Any other particular countries that you focus on, or is it Mexico?
If anyone is interested in any country, we can always find help there. But honestly, the countries that we're involved with right now, we could, let's see, the actual countries. It would be Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, then, of course, Mexico, as I've mentioned, Costa Rica, Honduras. I'm trying to go by continent here, area. And then Haiti, absolutely Haiti. We still have a lot going on in Haiti. And Uganda, Kenya. So, yeah, I'm sure I'm leaving out some, but Uganda, Tanzania, we can help so many different countries in Africa, Egypt also. But if anyone has a specific desire to help in a country and they called me, I would definitely make sure that happens.
Okay. And if they want to volunteer with you in California, do you have like a volunteer force that goes out to these countries or can help you in your office?
We do.
Okay.
We do. We always have trips. So we have people go on our trips with us. Absolutely. And then in regards to helping us in the States, I mean, the best thing is getting the word out and also doing events. And that's what we do a lot of here.
Okay. Also, do you team with different organizations outside the country when you go do your mission work? Do you team up with missionaries to kind of help facilitate, I think, your campaign, your hunger campaign?
Oh, absolutely. We actually work with quite a few Christian organizations, but we are personally non-denominational. We work with everyone and anyone. We're teaming up with an organization in Israel, a Jewish organization, but, people of all religions we welcome and we want to help.
Okay. And how can the public find out more about fighting hunger and children in need?
They can go to our website, Help for Orphans, and it's HELP4FOR, and orphans, ORPHANS.org. And there's a link there to go to the giveaflock.org website. But as I mentioned, the site isn't quite finished at all. We're getting that up in about, we've been having some trouble there. But there is a shopping cart with the images of the items, so people can absolutely go on and purchase the T-shirts when they're ready.
Perfect. When you started this organization, is it like a small office and you have a team of people helping you, or how you actually run the organization itself, especially across the border?
No. Oh, yeah. Well, we have meetings, and actually I work out of my home office. We keep the overhead very low, and I pay for everything myself personally in regards to overhead like that. So, yeah, and then we just have meetings.
Yeah, okay. Anything else you'd like to add about your organization and how people can help you, or business can help you?
No, a business could definitely help. I mean, they could sponsor. We work with a lot of different businesses, giving them evidence of their help in any country, as I mentioned, that they choose. And we do other things too. We build wells, but this Give a Flock project is very special, and that's the thing that we're working on right now. We have a great focus on building up this program. So anyone can get a T-shirt and wear it and be proud that they helped and understand that they are giving people at least an egg a day per T-shirt. So,
wow. Well, anything that you'd like to close in with us, leave us with?
Well, I just appreciate being on the show, and thank you so much. And,
thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, great. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. I appreciate it. Take care. Again, it's been another production of Apple Capital's Group, the Core Business Show. You can download this episode on iTunes on Blog Talk Radio. And we do ask you, when you do go on to iTunes, just go write a review about the show. Anything that points out that has been a benefit to you, we really appreciate it. Everybody have a great day. Thank you for tuning in. Take care.
Thank you for listening to the Core Business Show with Tim Jacquet. For more information about equipment financing and asset-based loans, visit our website, applecapitalgroup.com. That's applecapitalgroup.com. Or call us at 866-611-7457. We hope you'll join us for our next episode. And remember, you can always get to the core via iTunes. You'll find all our previous episodes there. And thanks again for listening to the Core Business Show with Tim Jacquet.